If you enjoy the story, don't forget to support the video with a like, drop a comment, and help me reach 4,000 subscribers. I read every single one of them. Thank you. I used to believe that honesty was the backbone of every lasting relationship. That belief guided me when I met Emily, the woman who convinced me that love didn't have to be loud to be real. We'd been together for almost 3 years. I wasn't chasing passion anymore, just peace. And for a while, she gave me that. Or at least, she made me think she did. We first met at a friend's barbecue. She laughed at my awful cooking jokes, and in that moment I thought, she listens. Emily was gentle, grounded, and refreshingly genuine. Over time, she became my calm in a noisy world. But calm slowly turned into silence, and silence began to feel like distance. It started with small shifts. Short replies. Canceled plans. That empty, faraway look in her eyes whenever I spoke. When I'd ask if something was wrong, she'd smile faintly and whisper, "Just tired, Ethan?" Tired became her go-to word for everything. Then came that Saturday night. She said she had a work dinner. Normally, I wouldn't question her, but there was something off in her tone. Not guilt, exactly, but hesitation. My instincts noticed before my mind did. I stayed home, cooked dinner, and waited. 10 p.m. turned into midnight. No text, no call. Around 1 a.m., I finally gave up and went to bed. Then my phone buzzed. One message. "Don't wait up. Jason's with me. It's late." For a moment, I just stared at it, wondering if she'd sent it to the wrong person. Jason was her co-worker, the same one she'd always said was like a brother. But something inside me twisted hard enough to make me sit upright. There was no apology, no explanation. Just the fact. "Jason's with me," I wanted to reply. God, I wanted to. But every message I drafted felt either weak or angry, and both were beneath me. In the end, I deleted them all and turned my phone off. By morning, I wasn't angry anymore. I was done, because once someone shows you exactly what you mean to them, the worst thing you can do is argue. At 10 a.m., she came home as if nothing had happened. Hair neat, coffee in hand, stretching like she'd just had a long night's rest. "Morning," she said casually. "How was the work dinner?" I asked. Her eyes flickered, just for a second, but I caught it. "Oh, it was fine," she said too quickly. Just campaign stuff. Jason dropped me off. There it was again. His name, casual, rehearsed, effortless. I smiled. "Good, I got your text." Her face went pale. "What text?" "The one where you said Jason was with you. The one that told me not to wait." Silence filled the room, heavy and thick. She opened her mouth, closed it, then whispered, "Ethan, it's not what you think. That line. The universal anthem of cheaters." I leaned back, calm. "Then tell me what it is." Her voice trembled. "We were just hanging out after dinner. I didn't want you waiting up. It was late." "You didn't want me waiting," I repeated slowly. "Because Jason was with you." She nodded, eyes wet now. "Yeah, but nothing happened." I swear, here's the thing about truth. It doesn't shake, blink too fast, or look away. Her story did all three. I stood up, walked to the window, and said quietly, "Emily, do you remember what you told me when we first started dating?" She frowned. "What do you mean?" "You said, 'I've had people walk away from me without warning.' Just promise me. If you ever stop loving me, tell me before you leave." She froze. "I'm keeping that promise for you," I said. Her voice cracked. "What does that mean?" "It means you don't have to explain. You made your choice last night. I just needed confirmation." Tears welled up. "Ethan, please don't do this." "I made a mistake." "It's not what you think." I shook my head. "No, Emily, burning dinner is a mistake. Forgetting an anniversary is a mistake. What you did was a decision." I walked past her toward the bedroom. "Where are you going?" She whispered. "To pack," I said. "You can't just walk away like this," she cried. I paused at the door. "You told me not to wait." "I'm just listening." For a moment, the silence itself felt like justice. She stood frozen, realizing that every careless word she'd ever said had just been handed back to her, polished and final. I packed quietly. No yelling, no drama. She kept talking, half apologies, half excuses about stress and loneliness. I didn't reply. She wanted a reaction. I gave her peace instead. When I zipped my bag, she reached out. Can we at least talk about this? I looked at her one last time. You already did the talking last night. You just sent it to the wrong person. That line broke her. Her shoulders slumped, and the tears finally came. I walked out without slamming the door. The silence did it for me. Driving away, I felt something unexpected. Not heartbreak, peace. For the first time in months, I wasn't waiting. I wasn't doubting myself. I wasn't trying to earn love that should have been freely given. A week later, she texted me. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Can we please talk? I typed a response, then deleted it. Sometimes silence is the only truth that needs to be said. Instead, I sent just one message. You told me not to wait. I listened. Then I blocked her number. People think closure comes from answers, but it doesn't. Closure begins the moment you stop begging someone to be the person you thought they were. Jason can keep her excuses and late-night half-truths. I'll take peace over pretty lies any day. That night, I poured myself a drink, looked out at the city lights, and felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Calm. Not the kind Emily faked, but the kind that settles deep inside you when you finally stop waiting for someone who was never coming home. Because sometimes, the most powerful response you can give is no response at all.